Okay, trying to figure out how to do this. I have some time to kill, so I want to share my nail school experience. I don't know where to get started. For some reason, when I turn the camera on and I press record, I have the jitters. I don't know why. I have major stage fright and there's absolutely no one in here. But I don't want to say the wrong things, and I also want to be able to express myself correctly where people don't misunderstand me. I'm a Scorpio and I'm always very misunderstood, and that stops now. So today I have planned to get my hair done around 1 o'clock. It's like 11 a.m. right now. So I thought, why not kill some time? I am still very fresh out of nail school, so why not talk about it before I forget about it, right? I'm still I passed my state board exam high. I literally got it maybe 2-3 days ago. No, Tuesday. Today's Thursday. I did my exam here in California on Tuesday and I passed, and they gave me my license right then and there. So that was really exciting, and I don't know what to do. I'm like, now what? Yes, I still am creating content. I will be taking in clients slowly because I still want to use that time with the client for content. So I still have to make sure that my clients feel comfortable getting their nails done with cameras around, and those that don't, I have to work all that out as well. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Esther. I'm a nail artist, content creator, wild creative person. I know I don't look like that right now. But I got ready to go get my hair done, but she said she's feeling under the weather. So I don't know. It might be one of those, hey girl, on the day of type of situations. And she hasn't read it yet. It's been 20 minutes since I replied. She says she has a cough. So, you know, I'm still down if you're still down, but if you're not down, then okay, you know. But I was just really excited to get my hair done, but it's okay. It gives me time to talk to you guys and share my experience at nail school. I went to nail school here in Victorville, California. My office is also located in the area. I am from East Los Angeles, California. I moved up here to the high desert a couple years ago, and instead of traveling very far for a nail school, I decided I'm just gonna go to the one here. Now, it wasn't like the best nail school out there. I've heard many horror stories about nail schools and the type of clientele that comes in there, because when you promote a $14 nail appointment or a $10 pedicure, you get some characters. So I went to a school named Bridges Beauty College. I don't know why I keep going on like this. Stop. It was an experience. I went during the summer. I was there in July, and here in the high desert, July, August, and September, it's really warm. And their AC wasn't working. There was a water cooler, or a swamp cooler, which I've never seen before until I stepped in that classroom, cooling the air, the classroom that we were working in. It was humid. Let me tell you, my acrylic beads were literally dried hard the second I placed them on a nail plate or a model hand. In the beginning, when I walked in, I was excited. I didn't care how hot it was, whatever. I was just so excited. And as time went by, I was just like, get this over with. Like, oh, time is dragging. It was so hot sometimes in there that most of the time that I went with no makeup on, my hair just like this, just swept back straight out of the shower with my blue scrubs on, and I just went to school like that. I didn't care what I was giving, girl. I was just like, I'm here for my hours and get the F out. After a while, I was like, okay, I can't be miserable all the time, you know? And when I had to put the professional face on, I did. So if they had any clients, whether they were paying $5, $10, or free, you treat them with respect, no matter what. But that doesn't mean that they weren't crazy, because some of them were. We also got a lot of elderly people who live with a fixed income. So, you know, they can't afford to go get $100 nails, but they do need maintenance still. And that's another thing that a lot of people forget, is the elderly really does need care. to not get infections and all of that. So if you work on elderly people, big ups to you, because you really have to be careful with them and be very knowledgeable in your disorders, diseases, and servicing. So big ups to you if you do that. And I definitely want to get a little more experience so I can do that as well, because I would love to help the elderly at one point. So yeah, so we got all sorts of people. And some were weird, some were funny, some were kind. It was a bit of everything. And in the area out here, it's interesting. But I think there's interesting people everywhere. Of course, I went in there bright-eyed and doe-eyed in the beginning. And then after a while, I was just kind of like, And I have experience doing nails, yes. And I stopped for a long time servicing anyone really that I didn't know. And I would just do, nails on my friends or myself for content purposes, and that's it. So it wasn't like someone would come to me and tell me what they want. It was, you come to me, you sit there for however long it takes, and we're gonna do these takes however long you know what I mean? And you leave with the nails I give you, whether you like them or not. I went in there. I didn't say like, do you know who I am, or any kind of weird thing, if that's what you're thinking. I went in there because I am just as normal as you. I walked in there and the moment we were told to put our usernames of our social profiles on the whiteboard, I was like, okay, and then I think I had maybe one or two girls like, oh, I knew that was you. Like I didn't want to ask or whatever. After a while, people start breaking their shyness, which is good. But honestly, we're all there doing the same thing. There is absolutely no reason to be in competition or to feel like I do better than this person or that person or whatever. If you do have experience and all of that, you should want to help the people around you if they ask you a question or whatever. I heard some stories where girls previous to me that went there thought they were like super hot shit, that they only use the best and this and this and that, and those nails are ugly, or I would never. And it's like, it's giving mean girl vibes, and I don't praise that kind of attitude. There's one thing about being confident about your work and yourself, and then there's another of just being a straight out bully. The things they were telling me, I was just like, really? We had a substitute one time for a whole week. She was so sweet. She happens to actually work out here. She goes by Nails by Michelle, I think, or Nailed by Michelle. I'll post it. And she's in the high desert, and she was so sweet and so like willing to help everyone. And I thought that was amazing. I went in there and I was ready to start from scratch. When we went for orientation day and all of that, they were announcing over and over how I don't care how long you've been doing nails or blah, 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 how amazing you do nails. You're going to start from the beginning. Bitch, I was ready to start from the beginning. I am ready. Teach me the basics, because I felt like I needed that. I started through Instagram and was doing Instagram nails and just did content on myself. And I was literally like bright-eyed and doe-eyed, like, please tell me from the get-go. I want to know the history. I want to know everything, because I knew that I didn't have all that knowledge. And as someone who is very passionate about what she does, I want to know it all, even if I'm not good at it. In time, I will get better. And I've accepted the fact that I'm not going to be amazing the second I touch a brush or the second I do like nail art, or whatever. This journey is going to be so damn long, and I'm ready for it. When I went in there, the attitudes we were getting from the instructors and the people at the school weren't what they should have been giving. Every class is different, and whatever situations or like things they went through before us, they should literally treat us like with respect, really, like we're adults. And I don't know if it has to do with the fact that they've had a lot of problems at that school with like students just kind of like being very disrespectful. But there's all sorts of different ages there that go there. Like, of course, you're going to get the kids straight out of high school whose parents paid for them to go there to like kind of not give a fuck. But I was also at that when I was 18, 19, 17, 16, actually 19, I was already out of the house. When I was 15, 14 or whatever, I had that attitude where like, I don't give a fuck, party, whatever. Like, what's the next fucking thing? You know what I mean? Like, we're all in different stages in our life. But I felt like it could have been handled differently. But I never lost respect for anybody there. I was just very like, man, I'm very disappointed. Our instructor in the beginning started very sweet. And then after a while, I don't know what was happening, but she would just sit at her desk, be on her phone the whole time. The whole time. And as an instructor, you would think that they would walk around and like, oh, do you need any help? Or let's say when it's time to service people at the school, she wouldn't really like get up and like ask people, like, do you need any help? There was literal people in class that never touched anything about nails. And it was a school. You're there to learn. And honestly, the 400 hours that we had to do there, the fact that there was really not enough lessons teaching you how to service people. It was literally like, here are the basics, go do it. I felt like it was a waste of time being there, if we were just going to recite through a book and then just be like, okay, now just here's your assignment. And if you get a client, go ahead and do that. And it's like, you have people here that never touched anyone's hand or anything. Like you're brand spanking new. And even those who have had experience doesn't mean that they're great at it either. No one in my class was giving that vibe of like, I'm better than you. No one. Even if they did have experience, they wanted to learn more. We were eager to learn more, no matter where we were in our careers. And we just didn't get that. And honestly, it just gave me so much like inspiration and like ganas to like want to like do something in that realm one day and help others and, maybe work at a school or fucking open my own. Like, I don't know. My mind was just going everywhere after this because I was just looking at everything that was wrong and I was just like, what can I do to make this better? And si Dios quiere, like one day when I'm like super financially stable and everything, like I can like offer my help to places that might need it. Because you don't know what's going on. It is a privately owned school. It's two sisters, Mexicanas. They're from Zacatecas. And I don't know what's going on. But for me, it was more about the students that were there. If I want to volunteer my help or anything or suggest any kind of little things to kind of like make the place a little more exciting to go to, I would be doing it for the students that are attending. Not for the people that own the school. Because I went there. That's the school I chose. And so regardless of how it looks and whatever, or how it is, or who's running it, like I'm still proud of coming from there because I learned so much. The fact that not everything was perfect helped me see the things that I could probably or possibly help with or do, or like it just gave me so many ideas. I would love to go back and help the students that are there if they'll have me, and help the school just have a little more like social media presence because I know it helps. And I don't know, like figure out a way to like get some money to like paint the walls or something, I don't know if I can help, I'd love to. So yeah, oh yay, she just messaged me that I'm gonna get my hair done today. That's why my hair looks really crazy right now because I have a hair appointment today at 1. And I'm like got all super high and excited, like high on life because I'm like, oh, hair day. She messaged me that she was feeling under the weather, but she's like totally down to still like do the appointment. And I'm like, girl, if you're down, I'm down, because I really want my hair done. Willing to get COVID for it. No, not funny. Sorry, take that back. But yeah, I was very inspired. Also, there were days where I was just like, ugh, and it really shouldn't feel that way. So if you're going to school and you're just so like, oh, this is fucking hard, I swear it's really not. I can't speak for everyone. I am in California, so nail school is very different in all the states. Hours and such, and my friend, she said she got a North Carolina license and she has to continue education, pay her dues every year or renew, or like there's just other places that are much more strict. And I think Texas has like more hours. I don't know. I didn't really go too into depth in getting that kind of information, but every place is different. So speaking for California, you need 400 hours, and my license is good until 2024. And then that's when I just renew it. So I just got to pay my dues and I just get a new license. But honestly, if you're doing your nail exam today, we got it easy. We got it so freaking easy. It's not even funny, because the fact that we don't have to do the practical exam right now, I know I would have failed because I already kind of like developed my own little thing here. Of course, sterilization, disinfection, handling of like exposure, all of that. If you cut yourself or someone, like, you should definitely know all of that, of course, and like nail anatomy and proper steps for a nail service and basic manicure services, all of that. It's, of course, you should know the basics. But man, was I trembling when I went to go take my test. I was literally in the little test cubicle freaking the F out. And when I'm serious. I was like, I was there alone in the test center, thank God. They ask you to get there 30 minutes before your test time on the pamphlet that we receive. Pretty much the pamphlet we get is like the instructions and the guidelines on how to take your test, and pretty much they're ready for you. And it has like a little serial number on it so that you can log into the psi.com website and register yourself to register for your exam date. It has just that. Literally this little pamphlet that tells you we're ready for you to take your test. I got it and I was like freaking out, and I literally was so standoffish on taking the test. It's not even funny. I got it like right before Thanksgiving. I probably should have just made my darn appointment right then and there and took the darn test. It was so easy, but let me tell you why. Because I read the entire book, well, both books that we received from school. It was the Milady Nails book. It's a 2021 edition. And I think it was Foundations. And this one has more of like a overall information on just being a beauty industry provider. Even though school was just such an odd place, I was very prepared for this test. I can safely say that reciting through the whole book and having to take a chapter test for each throughout school was very helpful. The testing site does provide practice tests, which you can also purchase, but the school did purchase it, and we were taking the test and we were like, oh, this isn't that bad. My test in particular didn't have all the questions that was on those practice tests, but you do get a feeling for how the test will be, the kind of questions, and like the tricky multiple choice answers they give you. For my test, I got a lot of everything: disinfection, sterilization, correct step-by-steps, like on how to do the nail servicing, like basic manicure, whether are you supposed to shape the nails first, or are you supposed to take the nail polish off first? Like things like that, you should know. And of course, disinfection, disorders and diseases of nails and fungus, and you should know that, just because you will one day see that, and you need to know how to decipher if that's just someone who, damaged their matrix, or like a whole ass nail disease that you probably shouldn't be working on. But even with common sense, it's very important that you just study the books they give you. And even if you're not in nail school now, I totally recommend that you purchase the book. And when you're ready to go to school, you are ready, and just going through it again is just a refresher, and you got to go through the steps and get it over with if you can. And I understand a lot of people don't have the time to be at school all damn day. Like, I literally had to move my life. I really had to figure out, like, okay, if I go to school from this time to this time, then I have to work from this time to this time, and I am not sleeping. I did not sleep well for a while just to be able to go to school and work and, get my bills paid and get that money, girl. Like, there's a lot of things, and I don't even have kids. So imagine having kids, that's even harder. But I did have classmates who had kids, and whether their mother or father or father-in-law or whoever helped them take care of their kids, like they did it. They got through it. It was tough. You know, if you can't make it a day, you do have to keep up your hours. So we were allowed to stay after school from time to time to make up our hours. And there are things you can do, like if you go to a certain show or whatever, if you show that you went, they can also clock in hours for you. I know for like the cosmetology program, I would have really have loved to do the cosmetology program just so I have my hands in a little bit of everything. But I really didn't have that much time to go to school like that. Maybe one day, you know, that would be really cool just to have that. So we really, as manicurists, we got it really easy. The only thing is it's time consuming. If you have learning disabilities, for me, reading a book is not going to be enough. So watching videos, listening to audiobooks and all of that were so helpful for me. I would literally just listen to someone recite the chapters in the book at home. Yes, you have to teach yourself at home as well. If you're not, what the hell are you doing? Like yes, you have to teach yourself everything. The school is just, you know, there to teach you the basics and to help you pass the test. And honestly, it did. I took the extra steps to find things on YouTube, which I will list on the description below, the helpful links, and whoever like uploaded them and took the time to do all of that. I am so thankful for you because it was so helpful. So I definitely want to share all the things, all the links I used that helped me just study better. Because for me, reading a book is not enough and I won't retain the information. I probably went on like 30 different rants while I'm doing this video. I'm trying to get a hone on that. I'm trying to get better on expressing what I want to say and doing it clearly. I used all of that. And you know how you probably learned how to do nails on YouTube. Guess what? You're going to learn a lot of information with the Milady books and all their information on YouTube as well. On the Milady site as well, they have practice tests that you can purchase. They have all sorts of stuff. You would think that the school would provide you with these things, but I think they have to like pay for it and all of that. And unfortunately, when I went, they didn't do that there. But I purchased some here and there. But I love the fact that there was links on YouTube of people literally reciting, whether it was a bot or someone actually reciting the whole Milady all of the chapters on the Milady book. So I'm so grateful for you. So I just want to share that information below as well to help others pass their state board exam. But let me tell you, if you're getting ready to take your state board exam in California, you got this. It was so much more different than what I assumed. I really sat there and thought I was taking a calculus exam or something. Me and math don't get along. I really psyched myself out. And as I was going through the questions in the exam, I was like, Esther, get a grip. Seriously. Like, it's fine. You're doing fine. I was freaking out the whole time for no freaking reason. But school did prepare me. And my extra studying at home and throughout the day and all of that prepared me. And really, we're just all in our heads. I am so happy that that's over with. And I am so excited every time one of my classmates alerts me that they passed because they got it in the bag. And it's exciting. And, you know, I don't think I explained how awesome it was to be able to find people that were just kind. I think it was really nice to get a taste of a group that was good to each other, that was kind to each other, that understood each other, that literally came together when it was necessary. If someone had a question, we would ask each other for help. We literally had each other's back, and it was so nice to see. And I want to see more of that. I want to see others have each other's back because homegirl over here is suffering too. Homegirl over here is probably a single mom. Homegirl over here, you don't know what she had to do to afford to get here. Help each other. If there's somebody in your class that's struggling and you know more, don't laugh at them. Help. Because if you're so fucking cool, spread the coolness. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, it was nice. It was nice to see that because I know in social media, people get real fucking big-headed. Like, everyone has their own look of nails. Okay, I understand that. And everything trends, and then that trend leaves, and then another trend, and another trend, and like you can feel yourself one day, and then 2 years later you ain't shit. Okay, so you need to just like work on being humble and network with people. Don't be shy. Talk to people. If you like what they like, tell them. If some girl in your class is doing like some crazy ass shit, like ask her like, oh my God, like how'd you do that? Like you ain't got nothing to do but sit there and fucking play on your hand models anyway, your model hands anyways. Like, you know, like collaborate. I did find myself breaking the ice a lot and asking questions that I felt like the students in the class should have asked. So I just asked them for them, you know, whether I knew the answer or not. I was a student, and I sat there and I took it all in, you know, and I when the instructor said, you know, do this and that nails, and then do 3 nails like this, and then work on forms or whatever, I'm like, bet. Because I realized then I didn't even have the time to like play like that for a long time. Like, for me, things like blew up quick, you know? So like when I was just sitting in my room, like doing press-ons and nail art and all that stuff, I was in my zone. No one fucked with me. No one rushed me. No one told me what to do, how to do it or anything. Like I was in my zone. And that was this time last year. And then things popped, which I'm very grateful for. But like, then you start like, oh shit, like how I did it then, I'm not doing it like now. Now I'm just like, go, hurry. And you know, this deadline, that deadline, can you do it like this? Can you do it like that? Which was fine, was because it's paying my bills. But I started realizing like, damn, when's the last time I had a chance to just experiment, to practice doing forms, to learn how to do hard gel? Like I never touched hard gel when I went to school. So when we got it, I was excited AF. I still have it right here. It's the Young Nails hard gel kit. It's a tiny little thing, okay? And I'm sure it was like $100 and some for 4 little freaking things, super tiny. But I was so stoked because I never touched it before. I never touched that product before. And when I did, girl, oh my God. From time to time, I'm practicing that because I loved it. I loved hard gel. I loved gel. I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, I want to do it all. And I was just so excited to like be introduced to like nail wraps, silk wraps, and all of that. Like I never did any of that. So I thought it was so cool to do that. You know, whether it's out of style, like as a nail professional, like someone who loves nails should love it all. Whether you have a preference or not, but you should have respect for all of it. You don't necessarily have to do it, but you shouldn't also be like closed-minded about it either. You should at least know like what they're made out of, you know, like just the chemical process of them and all of that. But for me, I'm super passionate about what I do. I love this. And so to learn new things about it, I was thrilled. So when the instructor told us like, okay, work on forms, I'm like, bet, because I need to work on this shit, you know, do hard gel nails. Now I'm like, yes, because I was there hours. Like class started at 9, ended at 2, and I wasn't done because I was just like geeking the F out when it came to like doing gel and hard gel and all of that. And even forms. And now I feel way more confident with forms and stuff because I literally had the chance to practice at school, which I was not getting at work and at home anymore. So I was so grateful for like just being like, you know, like it was very beneficial to have to go to school and like work on the basics from the beginning, because it just opened my eyes to more things and ideas and get more practice. Can't be mad at getting more practice. So yeah, so that was nice. I found the positive in that, and I hope others do too. If you've been doing nails at home, whether it's your own nails or just your mom's and your nails and stuff, and you want to just take the leap if you can. The earlier the better. And even if you're 34 like me, I mean, I just turned 34. I was 33 when I started school. I was 30 when I was playing with nails, and I just, you know, after time, I didn't see myself going to school then, you know, because I was like, damn, I'm old, and like it's gonna be a bunch of young kids there, and like it's not for me. I don't really want to work in a salon, like whatever. And like, so stupid. Like I should have just done it from the beginning and got it over with. And when things started, growing, I was like, oh shit, now I really need to get my license. So I finally got it. And I'm still kind of thinking about what I'm going to do with it, what I want to continue to do. I definitely know that I just want to provide some value for this industry, for the new industry that's coming, which is like home nail techs. Like I know you're not supposed to be working from home, but if you're allowed to and you're doing it right with a separate space detached from your home with its own bathroom and all of that, and you're following all the rules, it's really cool to do that too. I'm definitely not talking down about any of them because I started with doing content at home. I could still just do content at home and be totally happy. But I'm glad that I went for my license just to give me more options. Whether I use my license this year or next year, like I have it. So if you can, you should. And don't be afraid because it's not as hard as you think. It's just time consuming. And the test was literally, I don't want to say it was so easy because I don't want someone to be mad at me if they do fail. But it was for me, and it will be easy for you if you're taking your test in California. And you know for a fact that you studied the books provided to you at nail school. You got it in the bag. Okay, you got this in the bag. And you should want to be very, very informed about proper sanitation, sterilization, nail funguses, disorders, diseases, anatomy, all of that, okay? Because this is what you're going to be doing. So you need to know the basics. Oh, and product chemistry. Hello? Do I know all the words? No. But I will be doing more research so that when I start talking about products and when I'm playing with stuff and I'm doing demos and tutorials, I know the proper terminology so that my instructor, if she ever comes across this video, she's not yelling at me and talking shit about how I need to do this, this, and that, because she would do some subliminals in class. But I'm going to do my best to provide the best I can with what I have. If you are thinking about going to nail school, go do it. Should you go to the cheapest nail school there? I mean, if you have to, sure, because you're just going to be reciting off a book. And, if you're really good at teaching yourself and you can hold yourself accountable for studying, then just go somewhere that you can afford to go to. If you find some place that's wonderful and affordable, that's fantastic. And leave it in the comments below if you're in California, like what area you're in and what school you went to, and yes or no, like help each other out. And yeah, I went to a test center in Riverside. Very cool, very small. Like I said, I went literally 30 minutes before the 30 minutes. So I went an hour before my test time, and they took me in. They're like, yeah, you're early, but who cares? Here, go. And I was the only person in the test room, so it was nice and quiet. Me, if there's like a lot of like noise and stuff, they have earphones on the desk, by the way. Because if there's a lot of noise, I'm like I'm freaking out. I won't be able to take the test. I freak out like, oh, I need it like super quiet, But so they had headphones there and like little earbuds if you need that. And they give us 90 minutes to take the test, 60 questions, and then 10 were like just random questions like how many states there are in the United States and what do the stars signify on the United States flag and like things like that. There were 10 questions like that, and then 60 questions were the real questions. And I didn't look at the time. I just took my time reading, and when I finally like calmed my nerves, I look at the time and I'm like, damn, I got 70 minutes to go. Like, why am I, I went through all the questions again just to make sure that I got it. Like, okay, let me go back to the questions that I was like freaking out on. And I still had 55 minutes to go. Don't freak out. You have plenty of time. And boy, I didn't know I took that test that fast. I was freaking out because I was reading it, and reading it again. I'm like, Esther, take a fucking breath. Like when I tell you I was nervous. I was nervous, girl. So you got this. And it's okay to feel nervous, but just let me help you by telling you that it's okay. And here in California, if you don't pass, you have 24 hours to do it again. Yeah, after 24 hours, you can take the test again. So don't freak out. And no one needs to know if you didn't pass. Do it again, So if you got anything out of this video, just know, it's tough. School is tough. And you do have to rearrange some things to do your hours. But if you have the time, use this time to get through it. Take your test and you're going to pass, like with flying colors. You will. And you're going to be like, wow, like, why did I freak out so much? Really, everything that's stopping us is ourselves. It's our head. We're in our heads, overanalyzing, overthinking. Don't do that to yourself. 2023 is here, girl. You should start by not doubting yourself anymore. Okay? We're all going to do that. We're going to tell ourselves right now, if you're watching this, stop doubting yourself. You got this. You are strong. You are worthy. You deserve everything that you want. Okay? So anyway, I hope I gave some information on all of that. And I love the fact that I met some awesome people, whether we talk to each other every day or not. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for our futures. And I'm excited for yours. So if you have any tips on how school was or a funny story, share it in the comments below. I would love to hear and know. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you stay. My name is Esther, for those of you who don't know me. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.